Your skin might be the body's largest organ, but it has a surprisingly tiny ego. It's not overly picky. Give it some hydration, some sunlight in moderation, and it'll generally behave. But what it really loves, what gets it glowing from the inside out, is the right food. And not just because of vitamins or antioxidants in some vague, healthy skin way. No, the relationship between diet and skin is deeper, sneakier, and infinitely more molecular. Enter nutrigenomics, the science of how food interacts with your genes. That's right. Every time you eat, you're essentially giving a TED Talk to your DNA, and your skin is in the front row, taking notes. Let's get one thing out of the way. Your genes are not static blueprints. They're more like a dynamic playlist. What you eat can turn certain genes up, turn others down, and sometimes even remix the whole thing. This process happens largely through epigenetic mechanisms, like DNA methylation, histone modification, and microRNA expression, which act like dimmer switches on gene activity. And while this concept applies across your entire body, the skin, being a regenerative, fast turnover, environmentally exposed tissue, is especially sensitive to these dietary cues. Vitamin C is the superstar here, and not just because it shows up in every top 5 foods for glowing skin list. Its molecular resume is ridiculous. On one hand, it's a cofactor for collagen-producing enzymes. Yes, the very enzymes that keep your skin bouncy, firm, and not collapsing into your jawline. On the other hand, vitamin C is an epigenetic influencer. It activates TT enzymes that remove methyl groups from DNA, which can reactivate silence genes. In skin cells, that could mean turning back on genes that promote repair, defense, and regeneration, functions that tend to get quieter as we age. So yes, your orange or your bell pepper salad may be gently reminding your keratinocytes to act their age, as in 25. But vitamin C is just the beginning. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fatty fish and flax seeds, can influence the expression of genes that control inflammation. That means they help calm your skin's tendency to freak out, whether that's acne, eczema, or redness after too much exfoliating enthusiasm. Polyphenol from berries, tea, and dark chocolate. Yes, this is real science, and yes, you should be excited. Activate the NRF2 pathway, a master regulator of antioxidant defense. This doesn't just neutralize free radicals, actually shifts gene expression toward resilience, encouraging your cells to produce more of their own protective enzymes. Zinc, selenium, and vitamin D all influence gene expression in the skin in different but complementary ways. Zinc regulates DNA repair and immune responses in the epidermis. Selenium plays a role in the function of glutathione peroxidase, an antioxidant enzyme that's coded by genes sensitive to dietary selenium levels. And vitamin D? It doesn't just help your bones. It binds directly to vitamin D response elements, VDREs, in DNA, modulating over 1,000 genes, including those tied to skin barrier integrity and innate immunity. No wonder your skin gets cranky when you skimp on salmon and sun. Even protein, yes, the basic building block, affects gene expression. Adequate intake of amino acids like proline, glycine, and lysine, all crucial for collagen, can ramp up mRNA expression of collagen genes and the enzymes that process collagen into its final, triple helix form. In other words, if you're sipping bone broth or nibbling tofu and wondering if it's doing something, yes, it is. Your fibroblasts are throwing a tiny molecular party. And then there's the flip side. Poor diets, particularly those high in sugar, processed fats, and low in micronutrients, can actively encourage your genes to sabotage your skin. High glycemic diets stimulate insulin-like growth factor 1, IGF-1, which increases sebum production and activates inflammatory pathways. That's a scientific way of saying, yes, junk food can give you acne. Worse still, sugar can contribute to glycation, the chemical reaction where sugars bind to proteins like collagen and make them stiff, brittle, and less functional. It's like replacing the trampoline in your dermis with stale toast. Now, does all of this mean you can eat your way to perfect skin and never need skincare products again? Not quite. Topicals have their place. They deliver ingredients directly to the skin surface, often bypassing the metabolic hurdles that oral nutrients face. But what nutrigenomics tells us is that beauty isn't just skin deep, it's cell deep. The foods you eat send continuous biochemical messages to your genome. And those messages can determine whether your skin genes are acting young and vibrant, or dragging their heels toward inflammation and wrinkles. So, is kale a youth elixir? Maybe not on its own, but as part of a well-balanced, colorful, whole food-rich diet. It becomes part of a symphony of signals that can keep your genes in performance mode long after your chronological age starts creeping into the conversation. Your skin doesn't just need nutrients, it needs molecular motivation. Nutrigenomics is showing us that we don't just feed the body, we feed the genome. And when it comes to skin, your genes are very much listening. Pass the blueberries.